So the industry has a lot of room to grow, right? Just by the previous math, if only 0.5% of the wealth are in crypto, just by that, there's like 200% or 200x growth.
200x.
Yeah, so
More than 2 million actually.
100x is 2 million, right? So 200x would be 4 million per Bitcoin. Also, the size, the potential market size of a new technology cannot be measured with the previous one. So we should not measure Uber's market size by taxi companies. So it's not so much about any particular coin. It's not about Bitcoin. Back then there was many other coins as well, but it was the new technology, right? So this technology is a new technology for money. If internet was a new technology for information, this is a new technology for money. I kind of missed the internet days. I was just graduating from university and I kind of followed through, but I wasn't quite ready to catch that opportunity. So in 2013, end of 2013, early 2014, I said, we got to do something in this space.
Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of Binance and one of the most influential people in the crypto industry, is known as a straightforward leader. People look at him as one who cares and ended up creating the biggest and most licensed exchanges in the world and doing massive work with different governments and entities to increase mass adoption. In today's video, you will hear, for the first time, CZ's Bitcoin price prediction, what he thinks that's happening in 2023, and where we're going from now on. We recommend you watch this interview carefully until the end because it will open your mind and show you the bigger picture. But first, how do you know his story and how CZ started?
For me, I saw it more as a technology than an investment opportunity. I did sell my apartment, which is probably the only asset I had, bought Bitcoin in 2014. But for me, the way I visualized it was if we think about the internet was just a new technology for transferring information. 30 years ago, that's all it is. So it's just packets, usually TCP/IP packets over the wire or now over the air. That's all internet is. But with that simple technology, we now build this whole world, social media, e-commerce, everything that today, if you take away your phone, you can't live, right? Back then, I understood that this blockchain, back then it was just really called the Bitcoin industry. This is a new technology for moving value. So with this new technology, many new things will be built. So it's not so much about any particular coin. It's not about Bitcoin. Back then there was many other coins as well, but it was the new technology, right? So this technology is a new technology for money. If internet was a new technology for information, this is a new technology for money. I kind of missed the internet days. I was just graduating from university and I kind of followed through, but I wasn't quite ready to catch that opportunity. So in 2013, end of 2013, early 2014, I said, we got to do something in this space. So I told my then business partner, said, we're either going to we should do some new project in this space. We were running an IT company. They said no, they're not really interested. They think this is crazy. So I quit my job, sold my house, bought Bitcoin, and started looking for a new job.
If this is the new technology we need to help create new businesses that were never possible before and make it easier for people around the world to own and pay with their money, why haven't we seen mass adoption yet?
I think today, there's two numbers which I usually track. One is like how many people have some kind of crypto. So if you grab, I think that's around 3 to 5%. So that means if you grab 100 random guys, not guys in this room, regular guys off the street, maybe 3 to 5 of them have some kind of crypto. But the second number is out of those guys who have crypto, how much of their net worth is in crypto? Probably less than 10% on average. So if we talk about adoption, we're still probably like 0.5% in terms of total net worth in crypto.
Yeah.
1% is usually the half mark. Adoption usually grows exponentially. So at 1%, the next year is 2%, the next year 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. So it takes about 7 years after that to get full adoption. If we're
7 years from now?
7 doubles. If it doubles every year, then it will only take 7 years. But it may take longer than 7 each year to double, 1 year to double.
So we are now 23, you could say like until 2030, like an estimation, or?
I think it's going to take a bit longer than that. I think it's going to be like more than 10, 20 years. Okay. Because while this technology is very attractive, the disruption power is so high, we also have a lot of resistance. So many people are afraid of it. You know, banks, governments, regulators. Yeah. Because it's so disruptive, it's so powerful, we actually may want to grow a little bit slower.
Before we go into the price prediction, how long does Binance CEO thinks the bear market will last? When can we finally see a flip in the direction of Bitcoin and other cryptos?
So it's very hard to predict the future. But if we look at the past, we have seen 3-4 year cycles, very distinct 4-year cycles. No one knows what the single reason is, and there's no single reason. We live in a mass market environment. So there's probably Binance has 130 million users. So there's probably like 500 million users around the world using crypto.
Yeah.
So with like 500 million users, people, everybody's buying and selling for different reasons. Someone wants to buy a house. Someone wants to get out of Ukraine. Somebody doesn't like the US. Some person in the US, etc. So there's all this kind of reasons. So there's no single reason. It's just mass psychology. So there are other things. There are things in the world that have 4-year cycles. Bitcoin halving is every 4 years. Mm-hmm. United States president election is every 4 years. There stock markets go in 4-year cycles. We're still quite correlated with the stock market because most guys who buy crypto also trade stocks. Mm-hmm. When stocks go down, they want to hoard cash. They sell the crypto to get cash. So there are 4-year cycles elsewhere that will have impact. I think the Bitcoin halving every 4 years definitely is correlated with the 4-year cycles we've seen in the past. Mm-hmm. But in the past, it's 1 year sharp drop. The drop is always fast, and it takes 3 years to recover. So it's usually 1 year recovery, 1 or 2 year recovery, plus a 1 year all-time high, and then everyone gets really FOMO'd in, and then there will be another crash. So, but each time the cycle goes higher. So, but will that predict the future? Nobody knows. Yeah. But what we can say is, all I can say is in the past, there has been very distinct cycles, and the bear market is 1 year. And we're kind of at the 1 year mark we're just over the 1 year mark from the last all-time high, which is a year ago in November.
Also, many people still fear more collapses, which will drag the bear market longer. If you have not seen our previous videos, Gareth Soloway estimates that Bitcoin will find its bottom in 5 to 6 months if nothing unexpected comes in. But for that to happen, people tend to believe we need regulation to protect the investors in the space. Can we also predict more collapses? Let's hear what CZ has to say.
Any industry, there are successful projects and there's failed projects. Yeah. In stock markets, there's Lehman Brothers in 2008. Yeah. This is the 74 years after there was very clear regulations in the financial market. There's Madoff that happened. FTX is more like Madoff. I think. It's lying, it's Ponzi, right? So whereas Lehman Brothers is more like a failed project, they just mismanaged. Mm-hmm. Lehman Brothers is more like Luna. So Luna is just mismanaged. Yeah. The guys didn't really want to steal money away. It's very different, I think. Luna, for all the data we saw, the founders didn't walk away with much money. It was just badly designed and badly maintained, badly operated, and just badly handled.
Yeah, and fell down like a domino.
Yeah. So you grew up very quickly, but then you also fell down like a domino. Whereas FTX is a different situation. Took customers' funds they promised not to take. That's lying, right? That's fraud. So different, but bigger problems happen in crypto when crypto was much younger. 2014, Mt. Gox went down. Yeah. At the time, with $750 million worth of Bitcoins. At the time, the industry, that's probably 10 times bigger than FTX.
So with that in mind, what will push the price in and what's coming next?
I think it's not so much the institution coming in that will push the Bitcoin price up. I think the more people that comes in, the better. The price the more demand there is, and Bitcoin is a limited supply. Most cryptocurrencies are limited supply. The industry has a lot of room to grow, right? Just by the previous math, if only 0.5% of the wealth are in crypto, just by that, there's 200% or 200x growth.
200x.
Yeah, so
More than 2 million,
100x is 2 million, right? So 200x will be 4 million per Bitcoin. And also, the potential market size of a new technology cannot be measured with the previous one. So we should not measure Uber's market size by taxi companies. We should not measure the market size of cars by horses, right? So internet can penetrate globally. This is why Google is so much more valuable than whatever library that was there before. So for crypto, the potential market size is so much bigger than the current economy we have today, because this technology will make our economy much more efficient. It will make our economy much more global. It will allow us to have business models that we don't have today. You can do business globally, doing micropayments. You can charge, if you're a KOL like yourself, you can charge people 10 cents or 0.1 cents per view of your video, which we couldn't do today with credit cards and whatever fiat system we have. So the future size of the economy is much bigger than the one we have today. And the future economy is going to be powered by crypto. So there's a lot of room to grow. Whether Bitcoin is there for how long, I don't know, but for now, it's not leaving. I think I would expect recovery. So I think, look, 2022 was a really nasty year.
Yeah.
The last 6 months there was like too much have happened.
Yeah.
I think so. I think now the industry is healthier. A year ago, when everyone's trying to FOMO in, that was not healthy. A year ago, any crypto projects like any new startup without product, have a white paper, they valued 100 million. That's not normal.
Yeah.
And when we look at projects to invest a year ago, we couldn't find anything we could invest. The valuations are too high.
Really?
Yeah. So, but now we're seeing really good projects at proper valuations. So I think, and there's still good valuations. A project at 20 million valuations for compared to the traditional industries, it's a great valuation. So now we're seeing the industry actually much healthier, as opposed to what people think. Just because FTX happened doesn't mean every other business is bad.
And finally, if regulation happens, and it probably will, how will that affect the crypto businesses and adoption?
There's a couple of different scenarios here. I think the new exchange licenses will be harder to get. There will be more scrutiny. It will be more costly.
I think they started already, that one.
Yeah. So we have to do more work. They'll be asking for more questions. But it's not impossible. I think we're still looking at to receive new licenses over the next little while. The other thing is adoption. Countries will be more cautious. There are still many countries today that ban crypto or do not allow exchanges to work with, or do not allow banks to work with crypto businesses, or just says they don't issue licenses. Today, in most countries in the world, they don't issue licenses for crypto businesses. But guess what? In those countries, adoption are sometimes even higher than in countries that give licenses.
Yeah.
So license is not a prerequisite for adoption. Many, especially in countries that are very much against crypto, sometimes the adoption is really high.
Like Argentina.
I wouldn't name specific countries like that, but
I'll take responsibility.
Yeah, in many countries in the world, I will name a couple, like Venezuela.
Yeah.
Adoption is very high. In countries with hyperinflation, where citizens.
Turkey also.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different countries. So just because there's no licensing giving out doesn't mean that the adoption will stop. If that was that simple, I don't think any government will give licenses. I think most governments now understand that adoption will happen regardless. It's better to regulate the industry instead of try to fight against it.
Do you agree with CZ's Bitcoin price prediction? Or is Bitcoin falling apart along with other cryptocurrencies, as many say? Let us know your opinion in the comments below. And please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this every day. Thanks.